Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasa Allah. Koholoyim la Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kahakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. And just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akhwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Hanan Nawah. Just coming at you with another quick lesson and praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And this is in survival world. It says new cars may soon track faces and behavior after Congress fails to defund the automatic kill switch plan, and you're going to pay for it. Well, these cars are already doing that. You know, if you have a newer car and you use the cruise control, or just you don't even have to use that. You know, it's got the sensors on it. I've actually been driven cars, and it kind of surprised me because I had never seen a pop-up before. But it basically a notification popped up, says need sleep, and it had a coffee cup emoji up there on the screen. I'm thinking like, damn, I ain't never seen this shit before. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, say for instance, if you're using a cruise control on a newer vehicle, it kind of takes control of the car itself. So if you're not really like, you know, doing anything, it'll tell you to put your hands back on the steering wheel, even if your hands are on the steering wheel, you know, or it'll basically seem as if you're sleepy or some shit like that, or, you know, your eye movements and all this other little stuff like that. And some is a lot more advanced than others. Like I know the beloved brother Allah, he was going into that in a couple of lessons. He done a lesson the other day about it, and maybe we was kicking it about it. He was talking to me about it, but I know he done a lesson on it. You know what I'm saying? Going off into how the camera, you know, it basically, it goes, you know, it tracks your movements and shit, and it reports any mishaps or what they feel to be mishaps to, you know, your superior, so to speak. So this shit is getting out of hand. But what it's really leading to is that Revelation 13:16, man. But let's read a little bit of it, and we'll grab that. Automotive expert Lauren Fix, speaking on her Car Coach Reports channel, opened her latest update with a blunt warning. The federal government is moving closer to giving your car the power to decide whether you can drive. And she says Congress just helped that become more real. Now, hey, these newer rods is dope. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of, technology in them. Me personally, I don't dig them like that, because of what they can do. Because they can shut the damn car down on you. They can have a car pull over, lock the damn doors on your ass. You know what I'm saying? And wait till whoever gets there to snatch your ass out of it. There's nothing for them to do that. Hell, with some of these newer cars, I know that there was a repossession company that was talking about the technology to basically drive your car to the impound on its own. You got this Waymo technology and all this other little shit like that. But see, Esau, they've been going into all this. See, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Let me get that real quick. Because they've been going into all this digital shit for a reason. They want everything to be electronically, digitally set for them to actually dictate and move. They can turn this shit on and off, man. You got a lot of people with smart locks and shit on their house. Why the fuck would you have a smart lock when they can unlock the damn door and come directly into your shit? Smart washing machines, smart dryers, smart refrigerators, all kinds of stuff, man. Like, I don't mind doing all that shit on my own, because they try and make it seem as if it's just so tedious that you got to go into your pocket and pull your wallet out, or you got to go into your pocket and pull your keys out. Now they want to make it where you have a chip underneath your skin. You can just do all this shit. Oh, look at the convenience of how speedy it was. Motherfucker, it didn't take me. Matter of fact, I be seeing people, they be trying to damn tap and pay. I be done already paid for my shit and I'm gone. Motherfucker tapping, he trying it 3-4 times. Like, dude, I'm already gone, man. Anyway, let's get this script real quick. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. See, when he gets to talking about, oh, it's going to make life more convenient, it's going to make life more easier, it's going to benefit you in this way. But you got to be looking at the backdrop, or when he get to telling you stuff like that. Because this scripture, going to it all the time, you can't trust Esau, man. That very book we was in, Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10, also known as the book of Sirach in the 1611 King James Bible. Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed of him, Salakia, yet take good heed and beware of him. That's a commandment from the Lord. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. So Esau, he's going to eventually show you those true colors, man. Oh, yeah, it was supposed to be, it's for your safety. Everything is going to be where we can keep up with your children. All this child trafficking going on. Women are being trafficked. We're going to, we can put that chip in you. We'll know exactly where you are. We can ping you. We can locate you immediately. You can actually look at your phone and be able to see where your children, well, if you got a chip, they're going to basically be like, well, you can see within your mind where your children are. Elon with the brain chip. Oh, yeah. If we put the chip into you, you can automatically see where your children are at all times. You can see exactly what they're doing at all times. We're going to make you superhuman. That type of shit. Anyway, but let's go back into the article. Let's get a little bit more of this article. Because I've been saying it, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been seeing a lot of the newer vehicles. And they got some dope technology in it, but guess what? You're being tracked in red, man. If you look at that movie, I, Robot, I think it was. Or was it I, Robot? Yeah, I know I, Robot with Will Smith. He had a gas-powered motorcycle in that movie. And it was kind of stashed away in like a storage room or something like that. And the lady, she was on the back of the motorcycle with him. She was scared as shit. She was like, this is gas-powered. Because it was the future. And nothing was ran like that anymore. Remember, he had the, I think Audi, I think they was the promoters of the movie as far as the car. But, they had a lot of, it wasn't no gas-powered vehicles in that movie. But he just so happened to have a gas-powered motorcycle. Just in case shit shut. Because he never trusted that system. He never trusted those robots in that movie. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, it says, Fix argued that isn't some vague conspiracy rumor that popped up online last week, because she says the legal backbone was signed years ago and now the money pipeline is still open. And her telling, the danger isn't just that cars will get more smart, but that a government mandated system could deny you mobility without a warrant, without due process, and without a clear way to fix a mistake once the software flags you. See? And you got that with these insurance companies too, for like, say you got an older car and it don't have that technology. Like they want you to plug in. It's like a plug-in, can't think what it's called, but you plug it in, you know what I'm saying? Basically, like if you were to get a plug-in to see what's going on with your vehicle, but you plug it in there and they actually, or you can have the mobile app on your phone as well, where, that particular insurance company, you're giving them permission to track you, basically, because they can tell through the phone how fast you're going, if you're making sudden stops, if you're hitting the accelerator and you're peeling off. They can see all that. And especially if you got a newer car, they definitely all in tune with all that. Then they'll tell you that, okay, your insurance is going to be cheaper if you have these things. I've opted out multiple times, like, nah, I'm good, I'll just pay that little extra. Because I don't want you, you know what I'm saying? Like they can put a fix on you and know exactly, what's popping. But, that's why I like, I like older cars. You know what I'm saying? Not to say you can't get you something new, but, man, hey, hey, this shit is getting crazy, bro. I know it was a police station somewhere here, and they had all old cars, and it was for just in case it was, I think it was an EMP attack or something like that, because these newer cars, they're gonna fold if there was an EMP attack. And they had some older sheriff cars, they kept the old squad cars and stuff from like the 1970s or something like that, you know what I'm saying, just in case. So, you should be thinking that way too. You know what I'm saying? We're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. I don't mind having an older car. I'm not out here trying to stunt for nobody. I'm not trying to order. The stunting days is over. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't drive one, but that wouldn't be my go-to. I wouldn't even. And then the prices of these cars is fucking insane. Anyway, let's see what else she's saying. Said the mode throughout the segment was basically, if you thought this was going away, you're about to be disappointed. Where this came from and why Fix blames Congress for letting it stand. Fix said the foundation was laid under the Biden administration through the 2021 Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. And she highlighted a specific provision she says was buried deep in the law, Section 24220. According to Fix, that section directs NHTSA, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, to mandate what the law calls advanced impaired driving prevention technology. Right? Because they got breathalyzers in the damn cars now. They got, they can detect marijuana and shit on. This is what Esau is doing. He wants to be all knowing, man. He wants to be all seeing. What do you think this is all about? He got license plate readers everywhere. He's got cameras everywhere facing down on your damn car every time you pass through. So, this is Esau, man. Fix translated that into plain language. Systems that monitor the driver and can prevent the vehicle from operating if impairment is suspected. Her biggest complaint wasn't that drunk driving is bad. She explicitly separated that issue. Her complaint was that this approach treats every driver like a suspect every time, whether you've ever had a DUI or never even touched alcohol, right? Because you might be sleepy, you might be groggy. I know this guy that I work with, Edomite, he was talking about his sister, because I don't know, they got this system in her car. Well, I guess she got into a really bad accident, being drunk or whatever. But they ended up putting a system in her car where she couldn't, if it, the breathalyzer system or whatever, where the car wouldn't start or whatever, if it detected. So basically, it was even if it detected mouthwash. So say you get up early in the morning, you got to go to work and you brushing your teeth, and the system picks up on that toothpaste or that mouthwash, then the car wouldn't start. And so she was being late for work a lot of the times because of that. So she had to pretty much, to just not brush her goddamn teeth until I guess she got to work or whatever the case may be. But this was a guy that I work with was telling me this, an older Edomite, right? So it says she also emphasized that the details are still vague, and she argues that vagueness is not a comfort. It's a red flag because it leaves room for messy implementations and bad outcomes. She then pointed to the latest political development that made her say, "This is going to make you mad." She claimed Congress failed to block funding tied to implementing Section 24220, meaning the mandate's forward motion stays intact. Yeah. The Massey amendment that Fix says failed at the worst time. Fix said an attempt to block funding surfaced in January 2026 when Representative Thomas Massey of Kentucky offered an amendment meant to stop the NHTSA implementation of Section 24220. In Fix's framing, that vote matters because it was a chance to hit the brakes before the hardware becomes normal equipment. Well, they don't want that. They want this shit to go forth like that. She also brought up Representative Tim Burchett of Tennessee, describing him as upset about support for keeping funding in place, and she presented that frustration as proof that even some lawmakers who don't like the idea still aren't stopping it. Yeah, because they got to go along with it, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, a lot of these politicians are paid. We know who they're paid off by. You got a foreign country running your shit. We already know who that is. Fix suggested some members of Congress were persuaded or misled into supporting continued funding, and she didn't present this as an innocent misunderstanding, but as the kind of Washington fog that ends with the public paying the bill. Her most pointed line was that this didn't happen quietly by accident, because once you've seen the pattern, something unpopular gets tucked into the big bill and later becomes standard. It's hard to unsee it. What Fix says the technology could actually do to you. She described the menu of possible technologies that automakers could use to comply, and she stressed that many of them already exist in some form today. She talked about driver-facing cameras, monitoring eye movement, tracking head positions, and software that analyzes steering and lane-keeping behavior. Fix also mentioned a more futuristic option she said is being floated. Touch-based alcohol sensors, potentially embedded into the steering wheel, or a start button. Her example was simple and unsettling. If you're sober but you have a passenger who drank too much and you're trying to drive them home, she worries a sensor could misread that what's happening and punish the wrong person. So say if you're an Uber driver, a lot of people call Ubers. They call taxis and shit like that when they've been out drinking. And that, because Esau is saying, hey, well, be safe, don't drink and drive, get you a taxi, get you an Uber, What if that shit is on, because they got that shit on the buses. You can get on the city bus. Person gets on the city bus and, whatever. How they going to, But if you're an Uber, Lyft driver or something like that, if somebody jumps into your back seat and it's detected, now this person's car is shut down, you know what I'm saying? And he can't go anywhere because of that. Crazy work, bro. The core issue, the core issue, Fix argued, is that these systems don't determine guilt. They calculate probability. And when probability score becomes the gatekeeper to your ignition, Fix says you created a system where being maybe impaired can be treated like being guilty enough to strand you. Yeah. She called false positives inevitable. And she listed a bunch of scenarios that don't sound rare at all. Fatigue, you might be a little tired. Prescription meds, diabetes, neurological disorders, stress, and the kinds of real-life exhaustion that come with shift work and caregiving. That's where this stops sounding like niche fight and starts sounding like a broad one. Because lots of decent people drive tired, drive stressed, or drive with conditions that don't show up on the camera as normal. The no exit problem, and why Fix calls it a kill switch jail. Fix's sharpest argument wasn't even about the sensors. It was about what happens after a lockout. She said the critical issue is that there are no federal rules defining how drivers get out of that lockout, meaning no required appeals process, no mandated reset timeline, and no guaranteed human review. And these Edomites been taking people's shit anyway. They'll seize your car and anything in that motherfucking auction that bitch, man. And they've been doing a lot of that, and they've been putting that money towards, whatever department it is. And buying all kinds of military grade shit, military. That's why the police officers look like military now. They've been using the money after they seize your shit, and it's hard to get your stuff back, man. They seize your cash, they seize your jewels. Esau through, man. It says in her words, you could be placed into what she called a kill switch jail with no exit. Fix painted the scenario every driver can picture in seconds. You're stuck on the side of the road, and your car decides you're not allowed to drive, and you have no reliable way to override the system when the system is wrong. And of course, they coming to tow your shit, and them tow companies is crazy now. That is a safety issue off by itself, because being stranded can be dangerous even in normal weather. And Fix specifically pointed out how bad it could be during extreme cold, storms, remote travel, or medical emergencies. See? Yep. But Esau, he's so goddamn smart, bro. Because see, like I said again, everything that Esau he puts it together as supposed to be safe, convenient. But there's nothing that this man has done that's not destructive, that have not killed millions of people. That's like the car in general. You driving a car, when he came up with these highways and freeways and roadways, whatever you want to call them, especially the freeway or the highway, and people on that bitch doing 80 miles an hour, 90 miles an hour, doing makeup, motherfuckers drinking coffee, you know what I'm saying? He spills the coffee in his lap, or a person just on the phone texting, or a motherfucker eating an egg McMuffin, or whatever the case may be. And people, it was another car piled up today. Hundreds of cars just piled up, just a chain reaction. And this is all because this man made the freeway and told you that you're going to get to work more quickly. It's going to be convenient for you. He's not telling you that in the long run, millions of people are going to die. But that's Esau, man. But overall, let me see what else they got in here. There's still more to the article. I mean, you get the gist of what's going on, man. So let me just go into the scriptures. We'll end out. I don't want to keep this long. But this is what it's all leading up to. You can't get around it. It's leading up to this microchip, man. Revelation 13:16. Because this is the control that he wants to have over everyone. And all this is going to play a part in that. 15-minute cities and all that shit like that. Revelation 13:16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And you notice what she's saying with these laws. You don't have no way of getting out of it. That's just like with what he's going to do with this microchip. If you want to survive in this community or the society, you're going to have to take this. And that's the way that they're going to make it. They're already situated. It's already situated. Wherever you go now, it's pretty much all cashless. You can still spend cash, if you live in the hood. But most people, and you Edomites, see, y'all fell for the bullshit. Y'all was the ones that was really into this shit to begin with. But this is your system. You doofy ass so-called white people, man. You damn Edomites. Because see, in the hood, Jake wasn't really rocking like that. Jake doing that stupid shit now. A lot of tap and pay, Apple Pay, all this Samsung, whatever the case. But generally, in the hood, Jake didn't give a fuck. Jake barely got a damn bank account. Jake just go to a damn check cash in place, let this motherfucker charge him $10, $15 to cash his check, take the rest of his cash, shove it in his wallet, and he's spending cash. But see, once they implement the system, it's going to be all small businesses, all great businesses. Small or great, rich or poor, free or bond. Everybody is going to have to get down. If you want to go and purchase anything, you want to go and do anything, you want to go out and, for entertainment or any of that stuff. They've been started that during COVID-19. A lot of arenas, a lot of baseball, football stadiums and stuff like that. As soon as you step in the door, they wasn't taking no damn cash. You had to put cash into basically like a vending machine in some cases. Get you a little debit card out. You'll put that amount of money on the debit card. It'll spit that debit card out, whatever amount you got on there. And then that's the way that you're going about spending. But they've been doing a lot of that stuff, man. And we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. Y'all better catch on. Verse 17 again, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. You can't say that this is not leading up to that. Elon Musk is talking about mass producing the Neuralink brain chip now. You seen this video with the brothers that possibly Kim Kardashian and this guy Mr. Beast is promoting, what I'm saying, this brain analogy, so to speak, right? Matter of fact, let me go back to chapter 12, Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Look at how fast shit moving. Look at all this immigration shit they got going on. Look at all this. They're building these, they're buying up these warehouses to house these people in. Like, they're supposed to be shipping them out of the country once they find them and catch them, right? But they're talking about, they done bought up a whole bunch of warehouses. We've been saying that all along. The apostles, bishops and elders on down. That they were going to buy up these old ass Walmarts that they closing down. All these big ass warehouses. They're going to turn them shits into some prisons, man. And it's going to be for the American people. And you can see the uproars of the people in the world. Look at all these lockouts. I mean, these ICE protests that they got going on. I think they're saying it's up to like 300 cities now. So it's agitating the people. Uproars of the people are going on. You're going to have that eventually, that damn civil war, Let's go to chapter 14. Revelation 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture, into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And this is what's going to come to anybody that take that shit. So we're praying to Yahweh H.I.M for mercy and endurance, man, to make it through these things, man, to tell this man, hell no, you're not putting nothing in me. But you're going to have people that's so dependent upon this system where they're going to have to. Not going to have to. They don't have to, but they're going to, I would say. Because they're used to this system. And then you got Esau, he don't care. Esau, he'll go and let these motherfuckers put a chip in him like it's no tomorrow. He don't care. Oh, yeah, well, it is. You see them all the time. They're the ones that's basically mainly taking this shit. They're the ones that's already got this shit in their skin. In these so-called European countries. They don't have no problems with it. They standing on TV smiling and shit, talking about how great their life is now. It's going to make, I'm just glad that I'm in the future, and I can't believe that I'm living in this time. It's just so beautiful. It's so great that this technology is we're going to be great. Crazy, bro. Let me get this last one. Revelation 16:2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. Right? That noisome and grievous sore. Because when they put that shit in your ass and they get to turning up them megawatts on you, you running around here with a damn computer under your skin, that shit gonna make your ass bubble up. Straight the fuck up, man. It's gonna make your ass bubble up, man. You know? So I just wanted to just do something on this real quick. I seen it. I know the Ock, he might do something on this video. You know what I'm saying? Because I know he be pissed. He was pissed. He's pissed. It's the devil, Ock. He be going in on that shit. Because I feel him, man. Because he's in that industry of driving. And every single move that he makes, the shit is just on him. And this is what Esau wants, man. He wants that type of control over the people. He wants that digital all within you. He wants that where he can really turn your ass on or turn your ass off. Stop you from eating what you desire to eat. Stop you from drinking what you desire to drink. Stop you from having sex if you want to have sex. You know what I'm saying? You know? Or Esau, he can turn your ass up sexually and have you out here beating bitches over the head, man, and dragging them off somewhere. Ain't no telling with this man, man. Anything is possible with Esau when it comes to wickedness. You have to keep that in mind, man. So I'm going to end out there. I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwam Yashala and a Baba Ball.